Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of TerraTech. And on tonight's episode, we are going to be starting a new game here. Now, for those of you who are like, oh, I like the way you were doing the last one, I appreciate it, man. I definitely, love the comments that you guys are leaving down below. Unfortunately, as I've mentioned before, when they do come out with new updates, a lot of the time they are not, what's the word, like proactive. They don't go back and reinitialize themselves on old save games. So if you want to experience the new features, at least all of them, some of the old features or some of the new features will go back to the old saved games, but some of them won't. And so if you want to experience all of them, the only way to do that is to start a brand new game and kind of get that feel for each and every single one of them as you go through again. And that's what we're going to be doing on this one. So we're going to go into new game, we're going to go into campaign. Twitter, no, we're going to avoid that. There's my seed right there. This is the numbers you can use if you need to kind of get the same world. Now be aware that that's just going to give you the same resources in the same spots. However, it's not going to give you the same locations for the terminals that I find, whether they're the Geocore or the regular GSO one. Those are just randomly thrown in every single time you start a new map, even if it's the same seed. So you may have to hit that seed several times before you find the right placement of those objects to build your base around, if you decide to do it that way. Now, one of the things that I enjoy doing when I start over and playing on just like the regular patch that you guys are accustomed to, GSO base deployment unit B57981J, attention payload failure on survey mission Alpha 748005, crash landing imminent. Initiate emergency salvage protocol. Brace, brace, brace. Oh my god, this gets me every single time. Like, it's the worst way to enter a planet. Well, maybe not the worst way. I guess surviving it is a good step forward on that one. Whew, your cab is a bit damaged. This is your cab, protected at all cost. All right, man. Click and drag the right mouse button. Look around for other parts. Drag a standard block to the back of the cab using a left mouse button. Well, we kind of already know how to do that, but we'll go over for those of you who are just coming to this game for the very first time. When you pick up one of these things with your left mouse button, you will see as you pick it up, there is little red dots surrounded by whiteness. That shows you the different locations that this block can be attached to something, as well as places that can be attached, or things can be attached to it. So this cab right here, if you look at it, when I pick it up, you can see that it doesn't have any placements other than the one in the back. And that's actually not true. That is just for the tutorial purpose. This block right here, you can attach to the front, you can attach to the back, the sides, all the way around, just like the block that I'm holding right now. You'll see there's dots all over it. The cab is the exact same way. It can be completely and totally surrounded by blocks, and that's to give you that extra added protection there for you to protect it, so you don't have to worry about your cab getting destroyed. But for the tutorial purpose, they want to kind of teach you how to build the most basic bot, and the easiest way to do that is just to attach it right here to the back. Now it says, nice. Now attach all the wheels to the side. And you can see a little description or a little, title, GSO Little Trekker. Those are the wheels that we have right here to our advantage to use. Unfortunately, you can't hover your mouse over the cursor over the eye for the information, and it used to give you like a backstory. I was going to say little, but some of the backstories are incredibly long, but they're funny, like they have a good sense of humor. So I'm hoping somewhere down the road they put those back in. I really wish they did. And for those of you who have never used that piece of equipment, it would give you a description as well as the backstory to kind of let you know what that piece did. So we're going to attach the wheels on there. Now remember, if you guys want to change the direction the wheels are going, you can hit the the F key. I think it's the F key now, and it will change the rotation of the object. However, these don't really have any other rotation at the moment that is willing to let me change it to. You can have them turn upwards so that if your bot lands on its head or something like that, you can still move your wheels around. However, it's not letting me do that. Let's see what we got. A weapon right here. We got the GSO ZK-47 Light machine gun. I don't know why it's not saying machine gun on there, but it's just light. This is a decent weapon. I actually like this one better than the one that just stays stationary. This one will kind of follow the enemy a little bit when you're firing with it. So I like that one quite a bit. Another thing to be aware of with these weapons is they need line of sight. So if you fire or you put one in front and then another one in the back, it's not going to be able to fire through it. In fact, right now I can't even pick up the weapon because it only wants me to use the mini drill. I was going to show you can change the direction of it using the F key. You used to be able to use the scroll wheel, and I really hope they come back with that and letting you use it. You can still use the scroll wheel, however, it doesn't stop the scroll part of you zooming in and zooming out when you're changing the rotation of the block like it used to. So if you had a block in your hand and you use the scroll wheel, you would change the orientation of the block, but you wouldn't zoom in and zoom out. It was only after you put the block down that you could zoom out and zoom in with the scroll wheel. Now it does both at the same time, and that's kind of unfortunate because it was a lot easier, a lot quicker than me having to look down and get the control or the key on the keyboard. So I do miss that. You've reassembled your basic tech. Now tap B to release the build beam. All right, and you can change that to whatever you want. I always change mine to control because I use the arrow keys. I know I'm weird. Now it says you wanted to use the WASD keys, so it's WASD. Okay, now the weapons, hold spacebar to fire your gun. Let's see if it still is bugged. It's not. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you use the spacebar or whatever button you want to push. Oh, look at that. It dropped as a bomb for like half a second. It would have actually, I think, guys, if you're watching, I think you could actually make that be a little bit longer. It'd be kind of cool to see the bomb effect a little bit more than we got to right there. And you can see me dragging the blocks away from the enemy. You'll see he's flashing right there. He's about to explode. And the explosion knocked his stuff quite a bit away, so maybe they've upped that to another level because it didn't used to be that big. A nice job. It looks like Tony left some blocks behind. So this is the way that you actually go about creating a bigger bot. You have to destroy enemies and get the pieces off of them. And as you do that, you get access to those pieces. So solar generator, find the solar generator. The column of smoke might be from part of your base. See if you can find something to help repair your damaged cab. So we're going to go ahead and throw some wheels on there. Where's the other one? Didn't I? Oh, it went on the bottom, huh? All right, so it wants to be a little weird. But here, I can show you real quick, guys, the F key. So you can change it. So now it's going on the top. You can change it where it goes to the back for whatever reason if you want to just, make some weird little thing on there. So you have a lot of, flexibility on creating the bot that you want. Now, these little wheels here in the back are actually pretty nice. A GSO stabilizing wheel. This allows you to get a little bit more traction. Obviously, if you have a lot of weight, these wheels, however many wheels you have to bear that weight in there. The weight allowance in this game is a thing that you need to be very, very much aware of. And you'll see the wheels start to spark as they become more overweight. And then before long, they just get bogged down. They won't move at all. One of the things you also have to keep in mind is that you'll get better and better wheels, which will allow you to carry more and more weight. And they will be a little bit higher up off the ground. Right now, we're almost completely on the ground. This is about as low as you will ever get. And when you go over hills, you'll see that, if you go down to a gully or you go down, this little piece right here, this little drill on the front, will actually get stuck, because it's trying to go in a place that isn't allowing it any traction to get over. Also, if you go uneven surfaces, if your bot is rather wide, you will find that sometimes all the weight is put on like 2 or 3 wheels because the other ones aren't touching the ground because you're going over a big spot like this that allows the wheels over here on the right to kind of touch or the wheels on the left to kind of touch and not the other way around. So that's something you have to be aware of as well. So let's go ahead and kill this guy. He's not actually going to give us anything other than wheels if we can get it. Maybe a light. We haven't discovered the light either, so we'll go ahead and get that. I mean, there's no harm in it. And he is going to die here any second. Now, when you see him flashing like that, make sure to go ahead and stop attacking. The explosions is a lot bigger than I thought they were. So we're going to grab that. We're going to attach it to our bot just for now. Now, it used to be all you had to do was pick it up. Pick it up in your cursor, and now you have access to buy those parts or to, use those in the future. However, I don't know if it's going to work that way on this one. I will have to kind of pay attention to that a little bit more this time, but should be fine. We got some extra wheels now, so we got that extra traction as well as the extra weight allowance if we really, really want to. Now, you'll see the little yellow, question mark out there in the distance. Sorry, guys. It's out there in the distance. That's teaching you telling you where you should go for the tutorial. You also see like smoke out there in the distance. Those are other places that have parts of your your tutorial that is going to be telling you, oh, hey, this is over there and this is over here. Why don't you go check it out? Another guy, huh? Well, he might actually destroy us. So we got to be very, very careful because we don't have any blocks on the front of our bot to kind of protect us. Okay, so he's about to explode. You can pick the pieces up and drag them away if you know you really, really want that. Let's go ahead and throw this on the front. We need some protection. So for them to destroy me now, or for them to attack me, they actually have to get through the block in the front, unless they attack from the sides. So if you put blocks here on the sides, you're covered on the front and the sides. However, you're not covered on the top, unless you have a weapon on top or a block on top. And then the same goes for underneath. Underneath, we're not protected, but that's okay because there's no way for them to get under there at the moment. However, as your bot gets bigger and bigger and bigger, that's going to change. So that's something you're going to need to be aware of as well. Let's go ahead and put this wheel here in the front, and we're going to go to our weapon here. Now, this is the weapon that I was telling you about that is kind of stationary, and I don't really like it all that much. It's a GSO narrow gauge coil laser. And you'll see now if I hit the attack button, that's the only one that attacks. It actually attacks a little faster. I think it's a little bit more damaging than the other one. However, it does not move. Whereas this one here, if you change the direction with the F key, you'll see when it comes up to an enemy, if I hit the attack button, actually the other one attacks a little faster, almost twice as fast. But it does have an arc, whereas this one does not have an arc. It just kind of fires straight. But this one here in the back will actually follow the enemy to some point. It will turn a little bit to the left. It will turn a little bit to the right. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. And it will also turn up and down as well quite a bit. So I like to have that one on the front of my bot because it allows me to make sure that no matter who I'm firing at, it's going to follow it slightly. And then this one here on the side, because if they go over to the side of my bot, I'm at least somewhat protected. You do want weapons kind of facing in every direction that you have because the enemy is not stupid. In fact, they have been on some patches way smarter than most people would want to fight against, and they will find the one spot on you that you do not want them to find, and they would just kind of sit on the back of your bot where there's no weapons, or on the side of the bot where there's no weapons, and you're trying to stop them from doing it, but it's incredibly difficult to do so. Now, this is the solar generator. A very, very useful thing to get. I'm glad they give it to you right off the bat. This makes free electricity when anchored to the ground. So it wants us to drag and drop with the left mouse button to choose an anchored location. This can also be attached to your bot, but it won't create electricity while it's doing that. So if we drag this, we can drag it to the ground. You'll see, though, that it has right there, it's not attached anymore. But if you get close enough to the ground, it actually attaches this little spot underneath it. So you can see that it actually is touching. And that is the solar generator right there. You can see the solar panels go up. Now it's given us a bubble. These bubbles are incredibly useful. It's a GSO repair bubble, and it's going to repair anything once it's powered up. You can see it's being charged right now. Anything within its range. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, well, if I just kind of set these up all over the place, I can get repaired. The enemy can destroy these things just like you can destroy any of their pieces. You can, at later dates, get batteries and things of that sort so that you can have these repair bubbles going off all the time on your bot. So as you take damage, you actually repair. Now, it's power that you have to worry about at that point. But right now, this thing creates all the power you could ever want continuously as long as the sun is out. And the sun does go down. So you do have a nighttime and a daytime. And if you get caught out in the open at night and you don't have any batteries to kind of save power, then you're going to be in a world of hurt right there. You're going to lose some pieces. So we're going to go ahead and pick these things up. I'm going to get rid of this light because we don't really need it. I'm going to save the wheel for now because I think we're going to get some more pieces here in the future. And we're going to go ahead and throw these on here. Remember, protect those things at all costs. You really, really don't want them to get destroyed because you're not going to get another one for a while. And even though they're not insanely expensive, it's not easy to replace. It's going to be, it's going to make your job a lot harder to survive some of these battles because you don't really have a lot of blocks, and the ones that you're going to be getting off of the enemies is kind of a catch-22, are already damaged because you have to damage him to get the block. So, yeah, trying to create, a bigger and better bot with damaged blocks and then getting more blocks, and before long, everything you have is damaged, and it's just not a good day for you, not even remotely. There is a scanner buggy. He does have some stuff on him. Let's see if we can get him. You can see the arch right there. Let's see if we can get a little closer. No, don't hit the tree. Don't hit the tree. Don't hit the block. How about if I get right there? I know he's stuck. I'm trying to cheat a little bit. There we go. Ah, crap. I hit the block. All right, there. Come on. Get him, not the block. Stop hitting the block. You suck with your aiming. It is trying to hit the cab, I guarantee you guys. It is not aiming for the block. We're going to lose the block. That's all right. Well, we lost the block, but we get a weapon out of it, I guess, is the way to look at it, because the weapon did survive. So what I can go ahead and do is I can take this weapon and throw it here on the top of my repair bubble. And if I really, really want to, because we did take some damage, I'll just go ahead and put this thing down again and wait for it to charge us up and then put it right back on. So it does slow things down a little bit, but in the end, it comes down to how fast you want to go through the game versus the cost and reward of it. So if you lose a lot of your pieces because you're just kind of going through and never really repairing, that might be okay to you. That might be perfectly fine. However, most people want to keep the design that they got going. And one of the things they have changed quite a while back is while you're building, most enemies will not come up to you and attack you. So just go into build mode, even if you don't necessarily need to be in it, because it is just a safer way to be. The enemies usually will not spawn or come and attack you when you're not moving. Okay, so he has a radar on there, so we're going to try to attack just him if we can, and we are hitting the radar a little bit more than I would like. So we'll have to... there he goes. He's about to explode. Don't hit him any more than he has to, because it may take a while for you to get those pieces again if you lose them. So let's see. We are going to go out a little bit wider. And I know I've done this design many times before, but it works. And so I tend to prefer it just to start with, just to get things going. And you do need as many... Why is it going over to the left so much? It's kind of like... Okay, maybe it stopped. But yeah, you do need as much room in the front, now it's going to the right, as possible so that you can put as many weapons up here. Because we already have 3 weapons, and most of them are just kind of going to waste because they're not hitting in the front. They're going like sides or something like that. Now, if you want to have multiple weapons in the front, more than just one row, you can make it a little higher and then put another weapon here on the top, and it will fire over the ones in the front. So that is definitely something you can do to kind of give yourself a little bit extra, DPS there in the front. I'm going to do that. I'm not going to put a weapon on there, but I am going to put a wheel up there just for now. And the main reason for that is so that it protects these things. These things right here are, very, very valuable to me right now. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and repair up. And you'll see it repair all the blocks that are on the ground as well. Anything within that range, it will heal up. So not necessarily just your blocks. That's something you have to be wary of as well, because you'll see that, the bot that I have right now pretty much is very, very small, but it takes up a lot of the space already of the repair, which is good. But later on, you're going to have multiple repair bubbles on there. And one of the things you have to worry about is that if the enemy rams you, your own repair bubble can actually repair him. So that's kind of sucky when that happens. So let's go ahead and go through. He dropped your radar, pick it up. Okay, so let's go ahead and snag that. You'll see over here on the right-hand side, it gave us a bigger little circle. It's still kind of small, so I call it a little circle. But the minimap shows the location of the nearby points of interest, including both enemies and good stuff. So if you have a base on the ground, such as this thing right here would be considered a base piece, you'll see a blue circle appears on the map showing you where those pieces are. So if you drive away from it, you can still find it by following those little blue circles. However, if you have enemies on the map, you'll see that is noted by the red triangle type thing right there, the little arrow showing you that there's an enemy in that location that you might want to be aware of, maybe even avoid, and not go in that direction. In fact, let's put some of these wheels over here on the side. Sometimes you find a lot of wheels, sometimes you find a lot of blocks, and you want to take advantage of whatever you find right there. Is he still kind of twitching to the right for some reason? No, it looks like he's fine. No, there it goes. He's twitching to the right for some reason. I wonder why that's going on. What is making it do that? There's nothing stuck underneath him. There's nothing being pulled up from underneath as well. Yeah, I'm not sure why he's kind of freaking out. You'll see a little bit right there, a little bit of sparking going on. That means a lot of weight is being put on those front wheels right there, and it doesn't like it. It's going to get bogged down. Though it's not a lot of sparking. It can get pretty bad there if you, bog it down too much. So we're going to be heading over to the next little cursor, trying to see what it wants us to do, what it wants us to pick up. Be aware, though, that there's a lot of resources around you. These little rocks with the black stuff kind of going through, or these white crystals right there, they are things that you can destroy. In fact, let's go ahead and destroy one real quick. And as I destroy it, you'll see like resources pop out of it. This is a resource right here that you can use. There's more resources right there. You can either sell these resources once you have the pieces to do so, or you can actually use those resources to create blocks themselves or weapons or anything in the game you can use to create stuff from the actual natural resources, or at least at some point in the game, everything's going to be able to be crafted. Right now, there's still a few things out there that don't have recipes for them just yet. They're going to be adding to, whenever they get a chance to do that. They have a lot of things on their plate that they're working on, so it may take a little while, but they'll get there eventually. One of the fragments from the blast landed near here, and you can see it's actually up there in the tree. It says destroy that tree to dislodge your battery. Battery is what I was talking about earlier that actually charges up from your electricity, and there's multiple ways to get electricity in this game. And then you can store it, so you can actually have that while you're driving around. So let's be very, very careful about that. We're going to destroy the tree, but we don't want to destroy the battery, and the battery is highly flammable. It, explodes, so just kind of be a little careful with that. Now, if we put the solar generator down, we can grab that battery and attach it to it, and you'll see right there, right on the side, there's one little block of red. That means it was completely dead or close to being dead. When it's drained completely, there won't be any colors in there. It'll just be all black. And as it goes up, it gives you different shades. So red to yellow to green and all the way maxed out green. Now remember, one thing that I have learned over time is even once it's maxed out, if you immediately take it off, it's not completely charged up. Give it a half a second more, maybe a couple seconds more once it's completely charged up. And it does seem to kind of top off the battery a little bit better, and you don't have to worry too much about it draining down immediately. Now, once I attach it to my block, the repair bubble immediately becomes activated, but the battery starts to drain down even if it's not repairing anything. Now, if it's going to repair anything, it's going to drain down even faster. And later on, when you get a shield bubble, it does the same thing. And if you're getting attacked and it's blocking the damage, it drains down even faster. So it is, in correlation to how much battery power or how much, damage or what's being going on to kind of drain that power from it. And so some of these can last quite a long time. You do most of the time want a lot of batteries. This is what it's going to come down to. You're going to want a decent amount of batteries so that you can last for a while without having to recharge. I don't believe it. That robber has your shields. All right. Let's see if we can get him. We'll go ahead and help him attack. Oh, you're going to run? You're going to run? No, actually, I don't think he's going to run. I think what he's trying to do is find a weak point on me. I told you before, they are not stupid. They will look for the one spot on you that you are not protected. And right now, that's the back of me. That's what he's looking for. And he's like, oh, I'll just go there and attack him that direction. So I'm trying to keep him in the front. Thankfully, he's not too agile. He's not too quick. Some of the bots out there, especially the ones made out of Venture, are incredibly fast. And you're going to have a hard time taking those guys on if you did not plan and create your bot accordingly, and actually think ahead of time. Oh, shoot, we're not going to destroy that block. We're going to come over here and try to destroy him that way. Actually, can I get him from back here? Come on, turn it. No, don't destroy that tree. I think he's stuck. So let's take a chance on this one. Let's get rid of those wheels. One of them is going to be blown up. There we go. We got the other wheel. Ah, crap. Dang it, those were big boy wheels too. We definitely wanted those. And we're going to lose the blocks too? You gotta be kidding me. No, we're going to get the blocks. One of them anyways. Let's grab this. Let's destroy you. You're going to lose a weapon. You're going to lose a weapon and a couple wheels. There he goes. He's about to explode. Now, let's grab this as well. And we'll go ahead and grab the other shield thing. Great. Here is your shield. Grab it. So we got it. Okay, attach the shield to your tech. Ooh, grabs the shield again. We definitely will here in a second. Now, anytime you get to a point where you're going to be building things up and you still have to charge your batteries up the old-fashioned way, which is to attach them to solar reactors, go ahead and do that while you're waiting. I mean, you're going to need to, you can charge that up anyway. So I'm going to put that on so it can start repairing any of these blocks that are damaged. And one of the things I am going to do is change out these small wheels with the bigger ones. These bigger ones, as you can see, not that big. I mean, they're just slightly bigger than the other ones. They're GSO dirt wheels, but they also have some traction on it. These wheels right here are very smooth, whereas these actually have treads on them. So they actually, like you would assume, they grab the ground a little bit better, and they allow you to, just do a better job getting through the enemies. So we are going to, I am going to make this one what am I going to make it? I try to make them after animals or insects. I've done scorpion ones. I've done, You know what? We've never done a horse. I mean, a horse will be so weird. But yeah, I guess we could try a horse. We don't have anywhere near enough blocks to even attempt that right now. So maybe we'll avoid the horse one for now. I do want to do one, though, like that. We'll just go back a little bit further. Don't go too far back because it's going to make you where you're going to get stuck on hills. But we're going to go back a little bit further for now because maybe we'll just go with like a centipede kind of look or something. I don't know what design we're going to go with this bot for now. But we need the space. So we can go ahead and attach this to our bot right there. To earn money, you will need to find a trading station. So one of the things that will happen is nothing has popped up on here. No shields, no repair bubbles. It's not until you put the battery on there. And then you'll see, boom, you got 2 bubbles on there. And if I take this one off, you'll see the difference in color. That one is a blue one, and it protects you from getting hit. The batteries, however, are immediately being drained down incredibly quickly because now you have 2 bubbles on there charging rather than 1. And the more bubbles you put on there, the faster that battery is going to go down. So just, yeah, watch out for that. It's going to add up very, very quickly. We also need to put our radar back on here. And we can attach this one here for now. So it pays to pick up the wheels, guys. It pays to pick up any pieces you may assume down the road you might need. Now, my bot is being a little bit higher up on the ground in the front, which allows me not to get stuck or bogged down as easy. Later on, you get even bigger wheels than this, and it makes things so much easier. I absolutely love the bigger wheels. Now, this is a trading station. However, it's being guarded at the moment, so you want to attack it when your power is full or close to it, because you're going to use a lot of your energy in a battle like this. But you're going to get a lot of pieces as well. You can see it right there. Try not to destroy everything if you can help it. Again, he's trying to find my weak spot, and he's found it. Even though I am protected, there's no way for me to attack him back there. So let me see if I can get the jump on him. I need to zoom out so I can see where he's at. There he is. Come on, come on. Oh, I hate you. I hate your face. I need to put a weapon in the back. Oh, no. Oh, there you are. You're getting stuck on a rock. Yeah, let me use the rock to my advantage. Oh, yes, I got a weapon off of him. I got a weapon off him. Any weapon off of him means one less for me to have to deal with when he's attacking me, which is a good thing. Let's zoom in a little bit. Okay, so he's going down fairly easy now that he's getting stuck a lot, but I am losing quite a few blocks here. Come on, blow up, any second, any second. There he goes, and he is destroyed. GSO license upgrade 2. Congratulations, the GSO has upgraded your license to grade 2. The following block can now be purchased at the GSO trading station and constructed with the GSO fabricator. So I get the GSO blocks 2 instead of just the single blocks. It's 2 blocks put together. It helps with lag, so if you're running into that issue where the game is kind of lagging out on you, you can actually create these blocks and get rid of your single ones if you can have the same design that you want. Instead of rendering 2 blocks for 1, it only has to render the 1, and you get twice the size. So that's kind of cool too. And they also have more damage because they have damage equal to 2 blocks no matter which one's getting hit. So if you have like a 5 block and the block in the front is the only part of the block that's getting hit, it literally has to go through 5 blocks before the entire thing is destroyed, rather than just destroying 1 block at a time. So hopefully that made sense to you. It's just, twice as strong as the other one because it's destroying 2 blocks rather than 1. You get the big wheels on there, so you can replace all the small wheels if you want to. You also get these strips with your lights, which are kind of cool. They're not very useful in the game right now because there's no real advantage to having them, but it does add some ambiance, a little bit of flair to your bot to have some lights on there. They also do create a fair bit of lag, so if you run into that issue, you might want to get rid of your lights. We have the long drill. Try to tell you if that one's good or not, but to be honest, it gets stuck in the front of your bot. As you can see right now, we're in a little crevice, and if I had the long one, I would not be able to get out of this. So that's the problem I have with it. It's too long, but it's still a drill, so it works. And then you have the tractor pad, which is the one at the very last one, the very bottom one, which allows you to pick up resources like this, and it actually hovers over the tractor pad. I think it can have up to 3 on it at a time, and you'll be able to take those back to the base or wherever you're at and then sell them that way. So let's go ahead and hit continue on that one. Now we're going to go ahead and put our battery or solar reactor down. We're going to attach this to it because this is a piece that was coming off of the enemy, not off of me. Let's go ahead and put our battery on it as well. so that can get charged up while we're doing this. We'll go ahead and throw anything that we might want over here next to it so it can get repaired as well. And there's a lot of it too, as you can see, some pretty decent stuff. Let's grab this battery so I can recharge both of them. Now you'll see one of the things about this is when I take this battery and say I'll put it on here, the battery's going to get drained. This thing is going to be at fully charged. I'll show you here in a second once it's fully charged. I'm actually slipping down the slope here a little bit by little bit. But as that gets fully charged, I'll throw the other battery on. You'll see the other battery is close to being dead or almost completely dead. It's going to actually split the power from this battery into the second one, so they're equally charged up. That is kind of cool. So if one's fully charged and you throw it on there real quick, you can take it off, and that one's already halfway charged. In the middle of a battle, that works out to your advantage quite well. But something to be aware of, you put it on there, you're like, oh, I have even less power than I did before. It's just that you have more storage, not necessarily less power. So kind of, just take that into consideration. A lot of stuff to take into consideration, guys. A lot of stuff, but it's going to help you out in the long run to know these things and help you go through the game a little bit easier and not have to go through as much pains as I did when I first started. Didn't know anything about this. In fact, I've had a few people who have gone back and started watching like my very first episodes in this one, and I've been playing this game for like, I don't know, like 7-8 months now, and I've been having a blast doing it. But yeah, they're going back and they're watching it and they're like, oh man, it's so painful to see you kind of struggling. And I'm like, well, there was no walkthroughs. There's very few people doing videos for it. So I was just kind of like, I had to muddle my way through it and figure things out very, very slowly. And so when I find things that I think you guys need to know about, I definitely leave those tips because I didn't have that. I didn't have that crutch to kind of help me with mine. And yeah, it was rough. It was rough. Let's see, it took me forever to figure out how the bases work, and that was something I really wanted to do too. Okay, so we're going to throw this on there for now. Do you want to have multiple shields on there if you do not need them? The answer to that, no, because it's going to use a lot more power, and you can see it's getting dark. It's actually going to be dark here fairly soon. The way you know for sure if it's nighttime is these solar generators. These panels right here will actually go down, and they will stop charging up. But right now, it's still up, which means you are still making electricity, and so you are still good to go. The lights have turned on. The little bot that you have in there, the cab, actually has lights that come with it. If you pick up the ones off of the ground real quick, we can throw those up there, and you'll see that when it goes fully dark, this one that I just attached right here on this piece, this one will actually light up. And it should light up any second here because the other ones just went down. I don't know why it's not lighting up. It might be broken. All right, let's go ahead and attach that. It is getting charged. Let's put those here and this piece right here on the back. And that's just kind of for now. It's not going to be the actual placement of it. Let's see, we'll put that there. That light still hasn't lit up at all. Huh. That's not the way it's supposed to be. All right, so we got a new weapon. Let's throw the weapon. Let's get rid of this light since it's not even working, and we'll throw that up there. Now, one thing to be aware of, even if you don't want the lights, you can still get them and sell them to this little area that we're going to be going to in a second, and you'll make some cash off. There we go. I wonder why it didn't light up before when I put it right there. Could have just been a little bug, I guess, that I put it on there too early, and it just kind of glitched it out. To earn big bucks, you will need a tractor pad. So that's the next quest that we're going to be doing, but to be honest, we are going to sell this so you guys can see how it's done. You want to drag it over here to the little pads, and there's 4 of them, so you can drag it to any one of those little pads. It will go to the center. Only one item can be sold at a time in the center, so if you have all these tractor pads on the outside full of stuff, they will have to wait their turn. Now, this little window that popped up here, if you right-click on the computer terminals on each one of the corners, or any one of the corners, you don't have to do all 4, but any one of those corners you right-click on, this little window will pop up. You can click on any one of these pieces. The cabs are absolutely free, so if you want to buy a cab, actually, no, they changed it. The cabs are 775 bucks, really? Wow, why? That's crazy. That's expensive. That's really expensive. I only have 161 right now, so you can get a plow. You can get the fixed anchors. Fixed anchors are kind of nice. I like the rotating anchors better, but you can create sentry towers that will protect the area that you're in while you're gone. So if you want to put a base down or something like that, you're going to want some protection there. You can definitely use that aspect. All these other ones that are grayed out, these are, or blacked out, these are ones that you have not found in the game yourself. There are multiple ways to find these. You can find them off of enemies by picking them up once you destroy the enemy, or you can find little towers that have them floating over it, and you can pick them up that way. In fact, I think I see one on the map in that oh, maybe not. It looked like a little piece of gray, but I think that was just a resource like that right there on the map. Yeah, they show up as little gray, I think they're little gray arrows that are on the map, and anytime you see one of those, you definitely want to go investigate and snag that piece. Even if you don't really need it, pick it up. Now, there's some extra little, funny things that you can get. I think these are free. Yeah, they're still free. What is this, giant lemon? It's a giant lemon, huh? That's kind of cool. And then, of course, you have the ice cream sundae, named after the YouTuber Sunday, which is, that's a pretty big honor if you ask me. But a lot of different stuff. Now, I am in the All tab. If you want to look at just one class at itself, GSO, and then you can go through the different blocks. This one is the AI and the cab. These are like blocks here. You can go through the wheels, and you can see we have all the wheels except for the riser ones, which are something new that I haven't seen. You have all the weapons in here except for the ones you haven't found, like the 3-pound cannon, stud laser, 8-barrel fixed minigun, and the megaton cannon. Megaton cannon is amazing. That's the one I would suggest using those if you ever get them. They're kind of hard to get. But it wants us to buy a GSO thimble tractor pad, 123 to buy it. We can go ahead and do that real quick, and you'll see it just pops right out. It would be nice if they made a little chute or something, for it to materialize or something, because right now it's just popping right out of it. It kind of looks a little weird. But we're going to go ahead and grab that, and we'll attach it to our bot. Now, where do you attach this to? Well, you want it to be somewhat low because it's going to pick up resources, but you also want it to be somewhat protected so it doesn't get destroyed by the enemy, but you need it to be on the outskirts of your bot so it can pick those resources up without the resources being pulled through your bot. And they're not actually able to go through the blocks. So if you have resources that you run over, especially as you get bigger and bigger, and this thing's pulling towards, because it actually has like a magnetic force of pulling the resources to it, the resources will pull from underneath you and kind of push your bot up into the sky a little bit. It used to be a lot worse than it is now. Now they tend to find their way through, but you'll see that you get a little bit more resistance as you're driving forward, why the things are pulling or pushing against you. So it's a little rough. You're going to have to mess around with it before you get the feel of it, but then eventually it works fairly well. I'm going to drag this resource right here, drop it on the ground, and you'll see it immediately got pulled into the cellar right there, and I wasn't able to show you. But I was going to show you that the same thing will happen, but for your tractor pad, and it will just hold the item there until you need it. So I will show you on the next episode, guys. As always, I'm AC Gamer, and I will definitely catch you all next time. Hey guys, and welcome to the disembodied voice of AC Gamer. We are definitely going to be doing a lot more series in the future, but here are a few of them that you guys might find interesting. Of course, you're more than welcome to check them out. I would love to hear your comments. Again, if you do enjoy these videos, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe. It's definitely the indicator that I use to tell if you guys want to see more videos like that, of that particular game style, of that series in the long run. So when you guys leave comments down, it helps me decide whether we should keep doing it, as well as whether you want to see games like that in the future. And here are a few of them right here. I kind of picked out a few of different genres. We will be doing spotlights for other YouTubers in the future. So if you want to get a little shout out, definitely let me know. If you group with me, chances are you will get a shout out in here eventually. But for now, these are just 4 series that I have that I feel like could use a little bit more attention, and that you guys might actually enjoy as well. Thanks again for watching, guys, and we will definitely catch you all next time.